Would the registrar please call the case?
Good morning, Your Honor. This is the case number IT0483I, the prosecutor against Rasim Delić.
Thank you. May I have the appearances?
Good morning, Your Honor. The prosecution is represented by trial attorney Daryl Mundis, and my name is Hildegard Özretzlaff.
Thank you. For the defense, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Representing General Delić this morning, Stéphane Bourgon, lawyer from Montreal, Canada. And I am accompanied this morning, Your Honor, by Mr. Rasim and Mrs. Vedrana Residovic. As indicated yesterday, I wish to be accompanied by Mr. Czornalic and Ms. Residovic, and I am ready to make the necessary application in this regard at your convenience, Your Honor.
So as long as you will represent the defense that they accused today, and Mr. Czornalic is here as a sort of assistant to you, I don't see any problem.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. If I may just provide you with a little background as to why Mr. Czornalic is here this morning. I believe it is important to make this on the record, and I would like to do this in closed session with your permission, Your Honor.
We'll go into private session.
We are in open session.
Mr. Delić, can you hear the proceeding in a language that you understand?
Your Honor, yes, I can.
If you could rise and identify yourself with your full name and date of birth.
Your Honor, my name is Rasim Delić. I was born on 4th February 1949 at Delić in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Is in Lopare municipality.
Your Honor, prior to the war, this was Lopare municipality. Now it is Delić municipality. When I was born there, it was Delić municipality. Lopare is now in Republika Srpska, and Delić is in the Federation. That's why it's the Delić municipality now.
Thank you for the clarification. You may sit now, please.
Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to apologize to everybody here for holding a hearing at this early time of the day, in particular given the heavy snow which had fallen yesterday. However, I was told that since all the courtrooms are fully booked for the whole week with ongoing trials, this was the only option for have a initial appearance hearing. This proceeding is the initial appearance of Mr. Rasim Delić pursuant to Rule 62 of the Rules of Procedure and Evidence of the International Tribunal. The indictment against the accused was reviewed and confirmed by a permanent judge of this tribunal on 16th of February 2005. And Mr. Delić was transferred to The Hague on 28th of February. This case was assigned to Trial Chamber 3 by the order of the President of the Tribunal, and I was assigned as the pretrial judge by the Chamber. I am Judge Kwon. The first thing I have to do is to make certain that accused understands the indictment against him. Mr. Bourgon, has your client received the indictment in his own language?
Thank you, Your Honor. I can confirm this morning that I have met with General Delić on 2 occasions, that General Delić has received a copy of the indictment in his language, that General Delić understands the nature of the charges laid against him, and I have also explained to General Delić the contents of the indictment, as well as the procedure which will be followed this morning and subsequently. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Bourgon. The next step is then, before that, it is the right of the accused to have the indictment read out in full, in a language he understands. Mr. Bourgon, does your client wish to have the indictment read out in full?
Thank you, Your Honor. After discussing the matter with General Delić, he waives his right to have the indictment read. I take this opportunity, Your Honor, to clarify one issue which maybe was not put on the record up to now, which is the fact that General Delić surrendered to at the first opportunity as soon as he was informed of the indictment ever existing. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Bourgon. Then the next step is then entry of a plea to the charges of the indictment. The accused may enter a plea within 30 days of the initial appearance, but he may enter a plea at the time of initial appearance if he so wishes. Mr. Bourgon, does your client wish to plead today or do it later?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have discussed the matter with General Delić, and he is ready to enter a plea at this time on the 4 charges included in the indictment. Thank you, Your Honor.
Very well. And Mr. Delić, if you could rise. And please plead to each count of the indictment which I will put to you. In entering a plea, please confine your answer to either guilty or not guilty. Count 1 of the indictment charges you in relation to the event at Malina or Bikoshi in 1993 and at Kameničak camp in 1995 with murder as a violation of the laws and customs of war, punishable under Article 3 and 7.3 of the Statute of the Tribunal, and recognized by Articles 3.1a of the Geneva Conventions. How do you plead to this count?
Your Honor, not guilty.
Very well. Count 2 charges you in relation to the same event with cruel treatment as a violation of the laws and customs of war, punishable under Article 3 and 7.3 of the Statute of the Tribunal, and recognized by Articles 3.1a of the Geneva Conventions. Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Count 3 charges you in relation to what happened to 3 women in Kamenica camp in September 1995 with rape as a violation of the laws and customs of war, punishable under Article 3 and 7.3 of the Statute of the Tribunal. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Then finally, count 4 charges you in relation to the same matter with cruel treatment as a violation of the laws and customs of war, punishable under Article 3 and 7.3 of the Statute of the Tribunal, and recognized by Articles 3.1a of the Geneva Conventions. How do you plead, Mr. Delić?
Your Honor, not guilty.
Thank you. You may now sit down. I would like to ask the registrar to note that Mr. Delić has pleaded not guilty to all the counts of the indictment. Mrs. Retzlaff, I must remind the prosecution now of its duty pursuant to Rule 66A1 to make available within 30 days from now to the defense all the supporting material which accompanied the indictment when confirmation was sought, as well as prior statement obtained by the prosecution from the accused, in a language which the accused understands. Is there any problem?
No, there's no problem. Thank you, Your Honor.
Then let me now turn to the defense. I am hereby informing the defense that pursuant to Rule 72A, it will have a 30-day period for filing any preliminary motions once it has received all the supporting materials in accordance with Rule 66A1. You understand that?
Thank you, Your Honor. The defense understands this.
Microphone, please. Microphone for the counsel.
Microphone, please.
Sorry, Your Honor. The defense understands and accepts its duties and responsibilities pursuant to the rules. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. I will have a status conference within approximately 4 months' time from now. I will let the parties be informed in due course. In the meantime, pursuant to Rule 65-ter, the pretrial judge may be assisted in the performance of his duties by the senior legal officer of the chamber. In this regard, I believe that senior legal officer will schedule a meeting with the parties after the time period for the Rule 66A1 disclosure and before the date of next status conference in due course, in due manner. I think I've dealt with all the items I've noted down for today's agenda. Is there any matter the parties wish to raise now? Mr. Bourgon.
Thank you, Your Honor. As a preliminary matter, Your Honor, I would like to confirm that General Delić, since his arrival at the United Nations Detention Unit, has been treated well and that he has no complaint in this regard. However, there is one issue I wish to raise on behalf of General Delić concerning his right to be represented by counsel of his choice and before the International Tribunal. And to this end, I would like to move into closed session and make some observations, Your Honor.
for the purpose of putting in record?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. We'll go into private session.
An open session.
Is there anything for the prosecution to raise at this moment?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Delić, apart from what is said by Mr. Bourgon, is there anything you'd like to raise now?
Časni sude,
Your Honor, as Mr. Bourgon has already stated, I would like to be assigned a permanent counsel as soon as possible. I have stated my opinion in that regard. I believe there is no conflict of interest. And in the interests of justice, I believe this problem should be solved as soon as possible. As for the rest, I have been treated well, and I have nothing to comment upon in that sense.
Is the problem fixed? There seem to be a... Yes, it seems to be okay. Yes. Please go on, Mr. Delić.
ja sam završio.
I have finished.
Thank you, Mr. Delić. I think, or I believe the registrar and the whole tribunal will do its best and make sure that there will be any disadvantage on the part of the accused in relation to the counsel issue. The hearing is now adjourned.
All rise, veuillez vous lever.